Are you ready to unlock your full potential? This is Pulse of Victory, where we provide you with the mindset, strategies, and inspiration you need to achieve lasting success. Meet Maya, 28-year-old graphic designer with a mop of unruly, curly black hair that always seemed to have a mind of its own, no matter how much gel she applied. Her olive skin glowed under the sunlight, but her eyes told another story-wide, cautious, and often darting around as if expecting danger at every corner. She dressed simply, favoring oversized sweaters and jeans, which gave her comfort in an otherwise chaotic world. Maya had one dream since childhood: to become a professional rock climber. Growing up near the majestic cliffs of Moab, Utah, she spent hours watching climbers scale the towering red rocks like ants on a sugar cube. But there was one problem: Maya was terrified of heights. Not just mildly uncomfortable, but truly terrified. Her knees would buckle. Her palms would sweat profusely. Her heart raced so fast it felt like it might explode out of her chest. Yet despite this crippling fear, she couldn't shake the desire to conquer those cliffs. Her friends teased her endlessly about her rock climbing obsession without actually climbing. One day, after yet another failed attempt to climb even the smallest boulder, her best friend Alex joked, "You know, Maya, maybe you should stick to designing posters for climbers instead of trying to be one." Everyone laughed, including Maya. But deep down, the comment stung. The real challenge came when Maya decided to sign up for a local climbing competition called The Ascent. It wasn't some elite international event, just a community thing. But still, the thought of participating sent shivers down her spine. The final climb, a daunting 50-foot wall known as the Abyss, infamous for its tricky overhangs and slippery holds. For weeks leading up to the competition, Maya trained relentlessly at the indoor gym. She practiced knots until her fingers were raw, scaled smaller walls until her arms ached, and watched countless YouTube tutorials on technique. But no amount of preparation could prepare her for the emotional toll. Every time she looked up at the towering walls, her mind screamed, "What are you doing? You're going to fall!" One evening during practice, Maya slipped from a low hold and landed awkwardly on her backside. Laughter erupted from nearby climbers. Her face burned. She turned bright red and muttered, "I'm fine," before hobbling off to nurse her bruised ego and her tailbone. That night, lying awake in bed, she questioned everything. Why am I putting myself through this? Isn't it easier to stay safe, comfortable, unremarkable? As the competition approached, Maya's anxiety reached new heights. During her last training session, she froze halfway up a beginner route, clinging to the wall like a frightened cat. Her coach, a gruff but kind man named Greg, shouted encouragement from below. "You've got this, Maya! Just focus on your next move!" "I can't," she yelled back, tears streaming down her face. "It's too high." Greg sighed and climbed partway up to meet her. His voice softened. "Listen, fear is natural. But here's the thing: you don't beat fear by avoiding it. You beat it by looking it straight in the eye and saying, 'Not today.' Now, do you want me to help you down, or are you ready to try again?" After a long silence, Maya nodded. With Greg guiding her, she managed to descend safely. Though exhausted, she realized something important. Fear doesn't disappear, it just needs to be faced head-on. Despite her progress, doubts lingered. On the morning of the ascent, Maya woke up feeling nauseous. She stared at her reflection in the mirror, tugging nervously at her favorite blue hoodie. "Why did I think I could do this?" she whispered to herself. Then she remembered Greg's words, and something else, her late grandmother's voice echoing in her mind. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. When Maya arrived at the competition site, the atmosphere buzzed with energy. Climbers stretched, chatted, warmed up, while spectators gathered around the base of the abyss. When her name was called, Maya stepped forward. Her legs were trembling. The crowd cheered, but all she heard was the pounding of her own heartbeat. She began the climb cautiously, every grip, every foothold carefully placed. Halfway up, she encountered the dreaded overhang, the section where most competitors faltered. Panic threatened to take over. Her muscles burned, her vision blurred, and that inner voice screamed, "Give up! You're not cut out for this!" Then, she glanced down. Alex was holding up a handmade poster that read, "Go Maya! We believe in you!" Beside him stood Greg, giving her a thumbs up. Something inside Maya shifted. She took a deep breath, whispered aloud, "Not today." With renewed determination, she swung her body sideways, using momentum to reach the next hold. The crowd gasped. Then cheers erupted as she pulled herself over the lip of the overhang. From there, the final stretch felt almost easy. And when she finally touched the top anchor, Maya let out a triumphant yell that echoed across the canyon. Back on solid ground, Maya collapsed onto the grass, laughing and crying at the same time. Alex hugged her tightly. "Told you to design posters, huh?" He grinned. "Guess I was wrong." They both laughed. And for the first time in years, Maya felt truly proud of herself. Not because she won, she placed fifth, but because she had conquered her greatest fear. In the weeks that followed, Maya continued climbing, no longer paralyzed by her phobia. She even started mentoring beginners, sharing her story to inspire others. "Fear will always be there," she told them. "But remember, courage isn't about being fearless. It's about choosing to act anyway." The moral of Maya's story is simple, yet powerful. Facing your fears doesn't mean they'll vanish completely. Instead, it means learning to coexist with them, to recognize that you are stronger than you ever imagined. Whether it's scaling a cliff, pursuing a dream, or stepping outside your comfort zone, the key to overcoming adversity lies in taking that first step, no matter how scary it feels. And who knows? Once you start moving forward, you might just find that the view from the top is worth every ounce of effort. What's one thing you're grateful for today? Let's spread some positivity in the comments. If you found this story inspiring, fuel the pulse of victory by liking this video and subscribing for more tales of resilience and success. Thank you.